dude. I'm first in the comments. You kidding me?
Oh.
See that? I'm already first.
Hold on.
Can't spell.
You ever get those comments where you see somebody comments first and then somebody else comments first again? You're not actually first. So welcome everybody. Let me just thumbs up with this as well. Welcome everyone. All right, first things first, thanks a bunch for coming out. And I hope everyone can navigate the new YouTube layout because
you can go change it back really easily if you want.
I did in like 3 seconds. It was like no. So I changed it back really, really quick.
You guys don't know how to change it back? Go to the top right corner, click your little what was it?
Like channel icon thing?
Channel icon at the bottom, revert to old layout or something.
It'll go back to, it'll say restore old YouTube. The last thing at the bottom, it'll literally say restore old YouTube, and then they'll ask you why. And then just, give your feedback if you guys are trying to look for the old YouTube layout. I personally like the old YouTube layout. It lets me navigate easier. Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm going to kind of let more people just pile up into this. And anyway, today what we're going to be talking about briefly, I'd say for the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're really going to touch on the fastest way, because everyone always wants to know, how can you progressively go from nothing, I have, no money, I have no way of actually making money right now, to maybe $100 to $200 a day, and then scaling it up to $1,000 a day. Now, $1,000 a day is actually not the hardest thing to do, okay? I think the biggest problem is a lot of people look at $1,000 a day because as like a hard thing to do, because most people are used to $1,000, in a given week, or making $4,000 or $5,000 in a single month at a regular job. Now, when it comes down to it, $1,000 a day, when you're grossing that in revenue, I'm not talking about net revenue, still good, because around 40, maybe 50% will be your profit. So if you break that down, $400 a day, you're looking at, around $100-something thousand every single year. Now that's definitely life-changing money. So, we all have different strategies and routes that you can follow and things that you can go out there and do to hit those numbers. Now, this particular video, not even video, but this particular live stream, I'm really going to go through, kind of a different path than everybody's used to. Again, everybody's used to pretty much the drop shipping route with me, but I've been, obviously, as you can tell, really focusing on Amazon, because I do believe in one of two things, okay? One of two things that I want to let everybody know is, the first thing is, yeah, I'm still focusing on Shopify, but I'm starting to pivot away from the drop shipping model. Now, am I doing it completely cold turkey? No, because I'm still making money with it. However, what I started to notice, and again, I'll be transparent with everybody, is that there's more and more and more people coming in every single day. And I'm not talking, like 30 people a day. I'm talking thousands of people every single day are coming in and doing the same thing that we're all trying to do here. Now, the only people that are really going to go out there and make a ton of money in the dropshipping space is people like, myself and others who have pixels that are already seasoned for the markets that we want to get into, or seasoned for purchases, depending on the niches you are in. So when it comes down to it, it does require a little bit more capital. It does require a little bit more patience as well. So again, when we're going out there right now and looking at a kind of a market overview, we have to understand one thing: who owns the biggest market share in e-commerce, right? So who out there is actually going and making majority of the sales in e-commerce, in the e-commerce space, online sales? Amazon owns it, right? So then I had to look at it as, okay, well, how can I piggyback off of Amazon? Because I already know other people are selling on Amazon. How can I piggyback off of them to go ahead and make even more sales? So the first thing that I'm doing in my particular business right now is I'm actually going ahead and manufacturing my own products. Now, what we did, okay, and this is kind of, the workaround is for anybody who's wondering. We went out there and we started drop shipping, right? So drop shipping is still a bread and butter for me. Now what we're doing is taking our best products and we're going to go ahead and get them even cheaper. We're going to wrap them up. Now what I mean by wrap them up is, like packaging, inserts, all that jazz. And we're getting boxes and the actual product sent to us in bulk, so it becomes even cheaper. So essentially, we have to handle that side, okay, of our business. And that's where we're going when we're scaling up. Now, everybody's going to be able to watch the process as I do this as well. But the second side of the spectrum is, how the heck can we tap into Amazon? And, I actually found Tanner, and then that's when I really got interested, because I saw, he is doing fairly well on Amazon as well. And it's just something that requires very minimal effort. You don't have to do that much to get started and get going with Amazon and start seeing anywhere from $400, $500, $600 a day. You know, and this was my really big pivotal turning point, was when I actually went through Tanner's course. And the first thing I noticed was the people that were posting the results, and he has around like 3,000 members or so, right? And I just saw hundreds of people. And the craziest thing was I saw more people making money faster in like 3-4 days when they just got into the course than I did see in the drop shipping field, where it took a little bit longer for people to go out there and set up. And the biggest factor that I noticed, okay, the biggest factor of all that I noticed was the fact that everyone piggybacked off of Amazon. Amazon was able to generate you sales like that compared to you having to go out there and create Facebook ads. Now, again, I'm not saying that that one or the other is better than the other, but there's a smaller barrier of entrance, but you can only scale so far until you have to go out there and find a new product for Amazon. Like, you have to, if you want to go ahead and do like 10, 15 mil a year, you're going to have a Rolodex of products, where on your own stores, you can have 2-3 products that are hitting 15, 20 mil, because you can keep scaling that up. So essentially, Tanner, I kind of want you to go and just explain to everybody what is the path of least resistance to going and hitting $300 a day and then scaling that up to 1,000. Kind of, you know, it doesn't even need to be something, you know, super long, just more so something actionable and people can take into into their head and just get started with it.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Amazon is it's not so much you have to start small and scale. It's you can go from 0 to 1,000 a day your second day that you start selling. It's not necessarily like drop shipping where it's like, all right, I'm spending maybe $100 on Facebook ads and I'm making $200 a day. So now I need to scale that up and figure it all out. With Amazon, it's not like that. If the product market can hold that many sales, it's just how can you get ranked up there to capture those. So if you're good with your ads, usually in a couple of days, you can get up there and start getting those sales. So it's not so much scaling with Amazon. The only real way to scale is try and get higher ranked or start a second product. So what I'll normally do is I'll get it up there as high as I can, get it converting as well as I can, start doing bigger orders so I can get more profit per unit, and then I'll start looking for another product and then just repeat. Now, some people's strategy is waiting longer to find a very, very good product. So maybe instead of $1,000 a day, it's $2,000 a day. I like to go somewhere in the middle where I won't really go after anything that makes me less than $5,000 profit a month. So I'll wait a little bit longer. Most people are okay with $2,000 profit is kind of the lowest I recommend people go a month, that is. So as far as scalability, it's more researching other products after you get going while that one's still running. Now, keep in mind, those products go for a long time. I've had a product over a year now, and it's probably decreased 20% in sales, but still selling, I think I was selling like 60 to 80 a day at one point. And then now it's around, 40-ish. So it's a longer term game, and scalability is more just starting other products after you get it ranked really high on the first page.
It 100% is a longer term game. And that's kind of the biggest factor between us, is that I can really go out there and if I want to send 10 million people to my site tomorrow morning, I can. When it comes down, now you can too if you're running Facebook ads to your Amazon, but at the end of the day, you do have Amazon eating into your margins. Now, if there's one thing that I wish is that Amazon didn't eat into your margins, but Austin asked a question, which leads me to go ahead and pivot into the answer for this, is when it comes down to drop shipping and FBA, you don't have to have any inventory. With Amazon, you send it to their warehouse. With drop shipping, you have the supplier ship the product to the actual consumer. So again, Austin says, how do you handle the shipping? You don't. You just send it right to Amazon, and Amazon handles it for you. That's where most of the fees come into play. Tanner, would you say that's where most of the fees come into play, is because of the convenience?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest costs, again, are your inventory to start. So technically you have inventory. You never touch it, though. So your supplier sends it straight to an Amazon warehouse, and then Amazon charges you a small fee, but then your items qualify for Prime. As soon as someone orders, I don't have to do anything on the back end. Amazon packages it up, labels it, ships it out for me, takes a small fee, and I get paid. So it's well worth it, and you're qualified for Prime shipping, which is a huge selling point. So it's definitely worth the 15% or the small fee they charge.
Yep, 100%. And you know, one thing right over here that I really want to cover is probably one of the biggest things nobody talks about, Tanner. And it's more so when you're selling, okay? When you're a seller, you can be anywhere in the world for FBA, okay? As far as I'm aware, do you know of any restrictions anywhere geographically where you cannot be and sell inside the US?
I've had like one small country where they're not allowed to sell on Amazon, but I have students in over 85 countries. So you can sell anywhere in the world to anywhere, with one like tiny exception, or there might be 2 or 3 small little countries that you've never heard of.
There always are. Now, you know, on the flip side of this is that when it comes down to Shopify, for example, there's only certain countries that can work with Stripe because of how the merchant and the banks are set up. So Shopify payments is linked with Stripe, and Stripe only allows certain countries to work in it. Now, again, same thing with PayPal. PayPal isn't allowed worldwide. They only work with certain countries. So that means you have to go out there and find your own merchant, which again is definitely a negative. However, all right, you do have, and this is one of the biggest reasons why I think anybody who, you know, doesn't have access, for those that are 15, 16, 17 years old in a different country, where not only is it hard for you to get a merchant account because of your age, but it's also hard for you to just get a merchant account because of where you live. You should consider going into Amazon, making profits in Amazon, and then looking and seeing, and with time, obviously, you're going to find different people in the marketplace, see if you can partner up with them and move over to e-commerce, or I'm sorry, not move over to e-commerce, move over to Shopify if you want to go ahead and do something self-hosted. Or what you can do is scale up your business. The whole point of, you know, the e-com Deuce channel is not to only show you how to go out there and drop ship, because yes, drop shipping is a means to make money. But what you have to realize is that, you know, people become super, super wealthy because they go out there and diversify as much as they can. All right. And that's kind of more so how true wealth is created, is definitely diversification. So one thing, like I said before, I still do drop shipping. Okay. I also have, you know, courses we teach. And what else do we do? We're also going out there, we're rolling out products onto Amazon. And we're also going out there and going and kind of creating our own product with packaging, all that, you know, jazz and whatnot. And we're going and using Shopify and running Facebook ads right to it, and we're fulfilling it ourselves. So we kind of have things all over the place, but again, it's all coming back and making us money. Now, when it comes back down to it, yes, I can go out there and use Shopify. I live in the US, and again, it's definitely easy to go out there and do this, and in regards to my circumstances. But if you're, you know, maybe in Dubai, you can't, you know, use PayPal. You can't use Stripe. So what do? You have to find a merchant, right? You have to find a merchant, get approved, and then see if that merchant will link up with something inside of Shopify. Now, when it comes down to it, and again, Tanner, I don't know if Dubai is a country that's restricted or not, because I know they have insane laws, or just kind of, you know.
I don't think it is.
So again, so anybody, you know, if you're watching in Dubai, if you're watching in India, you know, different places where you can't get onto, your biggest limiting kind of hurdle more than anything is you getting paid. Amazon is a route that you can go to get paid, yet still be in e-commerce, and you get to piggyback off of the website that handles 33% of all online transactions. Okay, so I mean, there's just so many different routes that you can go to, and I want you to understand that right now. And like I said, keep on scaling up. If Shopify doesn't seem to work, if the dropshipping model doesn't seem to work for you, try the Amazon model, because maybe the Shopify model just didn't, you know, work for you because you couldn't get paid. Guess what? You can get paid with Amazon and still practically do the same thing. Okay. The only difference is that you're not controlling the traffic that, you know, you need 100%. Amazon will go ahead and control that traffic for you. So that's literally the only difference. If you know how to create your own product, once you have your product, once you know, maybe you're making $1-2 million every single year, you want to move to a different country, you want to move to, you know, US or whatnot, you want to partner with somebody, you want to set up a business, because once you're, you know, making $1-2 million a year, you could definitely set up a business wherever the heck you want. Okay. So you can have a business in the US. I have friends in Canada that have businesses here, businesses in the UK, and they live in Canada literally 98% of the time. So when it comes down to it, you can literally have a business set up anywhere. You can eventually get paid. You can live in Dubai, have a business in the US, pay taxes in the US for that business, get paid, and then transfer the money right over to you. There's literally so many different routes that you can go down. Now, again, just just to kind of like open up everybody's eyes that there's more than just drop shipping out there. There's more than just Shopify, and Amazon's definitely a very, very quick way for you to go and get right involved. So is there any questions, Tanner, that you see in the chat box that's stuff you want to talk about right now?
Someone wants to know if we've made a video starting from scratch with Amazon.
Have we made a video starting from scratch with Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah. It's called AmazonSellerMastery.teachable.com. Stop. All right. Let's see here.
1 hour a month for maintaining the business. Yeah. It's normally about an hour if you're not doing new product research and whatnot. Now, if you are looking for new products, which you probably will be, it's still not much time. But the only work you do once your product's up and running and selling is about an hour a month. Like I said, all you do is you're talking to the supplier, say, hey, I need this inventory, create a shipping plan in Amazon, probably about half an hour, and then they send the units, and that's it. And then checking on your pay-per-click and other things, but
John Paul said, show the dog. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come, Daddy. Come here. Come on. All right. Here we go.
show the dog.
This is the dog, okay? There you go. Sorry for the barking. He just heard somebody at the door, I think.
Is it Gary V?
Yeah, it's probably Gary V. All right. Now
Nope. Someone wants to know if we're actually going to talk about the title. So what he's like, so what is the easiest way to tap into Amazon FBA and make 1K?
They don't
It's really just knowing what you're doing, knowing how to do the product research, and then it's just looking for the right product. I always stress how important product research is. Just make sure you find the right product, and if you do the other things right, you can get there. It's all about finding the right product, though.
It is, and unfortunately, that's kind of like the long and short of it without fluffing anything up. The easiest way to tap into Amazon FBA and make 1K per day. Literally doing your research correctly and then launching a product. It all falls back down to the research, okay? And it's like any other business you get into, and especially, and I know, Tanner, in Amazon Seller Mastery, you really, really push that as well, because that's the backbone here. Because you can go out there, waste your time, or not waste your time, but look for products to supply, find suppliers, get the packaging done, get all the graphics design and everything else. But if you don't have the research done, knowing where you're going into, know what you're getting yourself into, you're going to fail right from the start. Literally, the research is the most important part of everything that you do. Change it back to drop shipping, the Shopify model. Same exact thing. The market that I'm going into right now, it literally took me at least 2.5 months to do research. Okay, now, again, I wasn't sitting here every single day doing research over and over on the same site, right? What I was actually going out there and doing is I was watching how the market reacted to certain events. I was watching how people were going and advertising around certain events. I was watching how the market actually took to the new products that this company released or companies released. And I was doing my research, watching, scoping out the entire landscape of the marketplace. That was my research, okay? And now I'm going out there and I'm going full steam right ahead into it. So I have a CMO who's literally going out there, and he does literally everything when it comes to talking to the suppliers, when it comes to going out there and working with Instagram. He literally has around 40-something million people following in his database. He was actually part of another team that did, I think it was like $40-something million in the 2016 year. And just in Christmas alone, the Christmas month, they did around $8 million, and he was the head of their marketing. And, I offered him some pretty dang great equity to run my portion of it, and I would fund it. So at the end of the day, the research is the most important thing. I didn't dive into this kind of thinking, hey, I hope it works. No. I know it's going to work. We have the foundation set up. And for you to go out there, whether or not you're drop shipping or using Amazon, you need to understand right now, you got to go out there and do your research. See what people are talking about. See what people want. See if the product that you're looking to make is even something that is in demand. See if it's selling already. If it's not selling, you're going into a market that you're going to more than likely sit on your products for a long time. So again, you really need to understand right now that research is very, very, very important. It's easy to go out there and create a product. It's easy to go out there and find a designer to create packaging. It's easy to go out there and set up all the shipping and whatnot. You know what it's not easy to do? It's not easy to go out there and be patient and scope out out the market and see when the best time, when a good time, what an actual good product looks like. Those are the challenges. And those are the things that people overlook because, again, creating a store, going onto Amazon and going ahead and going into Seller Central and opening up an account and all that and getting the products delivered to Amazon, that stuff is easy. That's the easiest part of the process. The hardest part is to understand if a market is vulnerable, okay, if I may use those terms, if it's vulnerable enough for you to tap into. So you need to understand, and I keep saying this, you need to understand, you actually do. That research is like the backbone of anything. So if, just think about a major company. If they're going out there and releasing a product, you think they're going to be releasing a product and hope that it works? No, they already know what the market wants, okay? They're creating it around the market. They're creating it because they've gotten feedback, right? So again, everything that you do, you need to understand you can't build a house on thin air. I love using this analogy. If you're going and building a house, you can't just say, hey, I want a house right here, and there it is in thin air. No, you need a foundation. Right? And it just so happens this house is your business and you need to set up the foundation to build your business on, which is the research. So all right, let's see here. Going through some more questions. I guess we'll go ahead and kind of, for the next 5 minutes or so, just kind of have a Q&A and let it run.
Hey guys, send me some questions.
Yeah, guys, send us some questions.
One big thing, the difference between Amazon and Shopify is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like with Shopify, you can choose more of a general product. And if your marketing, your Facebook ads and your targeting and stuff are very good, you can still make money with it, right?
1,000,000,000%. Actually, that's kind of the easiest thing with Shopify, actually, is like, just say like an iPhone case with like that like it shines and has a moon on it. You can go out there and just target it to literally nobody, no interests. Just go and target, women between the ages of 25 and 34 in the United States. And once your pixel starts getting used to it, like just say you generate 50 sales and it costs you, let's say $30 for every sale. Now, yeah, it's pretty expensive, but by the time you have 50 sales, the pixel is just going to go down. And just, let's say you're paying, again, $50 per sale for the first, or $30 per sale for the first 50 sales. It will go down to like $6, $7. And the next thing you know, you're paying $3 a sale. And again, it kind of works like that inside of Facebook. So the initial cost is high because you're literally targeting everybody. You're scorching the earth to find exactly who in that audience that you're trying to target is buying. And, that's actually the easiest way to make a lot of money with Shopify. The problem is you need a high budget. And at that point, you need at least $2,000 to $4,000 to find that one product. Because once you have that one product, there are like 180 million women that will go out there and see your particular product. And, you targeting all of them, it requires a lot of money. So just to target like a little group of them, but going and doing broad targeting is expensive. And if you're going to go and spend that much, if you're going to be willing to go out there and blow $4,000 just to kind of scorch the earth and find something that works, why not put it into, why not invest, $500 into a course and then $2,000 to go and launch your very first, and 2,000, would you say, Tanner, that's on the higher end to get your first product to Amazon, like from A to Z to Amazon?
Yeah, normally like $1,000 is good for everything.
Okay, so even if you're going to go out there and spend $2,000 to $4,000 just advertising that way with Shopify on Facebook, you can take that money, go right to Amazon, take your profits, and then try that on Shopify. If you have one business set up that funds the other, and then you never know, this one might kick off and take off. Next thing you know,
yeah. And that's the big difference between Shopify and Amazon is things on Shopify that sell well but a lot of times it's either very, very niche specific, like your pug necklace thing, or it's kind of a fad, like the phone cases. So those kind of things on Amazon, if it's very, very niche specific, they might be okay. Usually sales are pretty low. But if it's a fad, it's going to be way too competitive. You can never rank. So it's hard to sell the same products on Shopify and Amazon. So they're hard to compare because the things that do well on Amazon are like weird things you've never heard of, where Shopify, it's kind of the opposite. You want like a viral product almost. And just market it to the right people.
Yep.
That's kind of the difference.
You want a viral product if you're going that route. But yeah, otherwise, let's just see here. I guess we could take one more question. You want to pick the question, Tanner?
Yeah. Okay, this is a good one. How do I find a niche for FBA? So it's not like Shopify in the sense of, okay, I need to find a niche. With Amazon, it's easiest to go off of a product's numbers. So if you limit yourself to a niche, it's going to be a lot harder to find a product, and you might settle for a product that's not as good. My brand on Amazon is a general brand. It encompasses everything. So I'm not, okay, I'm in pets, or I'm in sports, or I'm in a bunch of different categories. So the one negative is I don't have a lot of brand loyalty or a customer base that's in one niche, but I sell a lot more because of where I can go. So it's not so much, oh, what's a good category or what's in a good niche on Amazon. It's all about analyzing that product and that product's market. When I say product market, it's all the same thing. For example, camping hammocks as a market. Analyzing those numbers and seeing where you think you can rank depending on how competitive it is, how many sales they get, and a couple other factors.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. So, Tanner, I'm not going to waste too much of your time today either. I know we have some other stuff that we need to do. So, I'm going to kind of end this off right here. And I'm pretty much, I think we covered everything. Do you have anything else you want to cover?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
I think that's it. So, guys, right now, if you can, shoot this video a thumbs up right now. If you want more, Q&A sessions like this and kind of feedback sessions as well, kind of giving you more insights than anything else. And if these videos really help you, aside from, the training videos that I release and Tanner releases as well. And if you guys haven't yet, definitely go check out Tanner's channel, and also look in the description right now. And I suggest you guys, if you guys really want to dive into Amazon, one thing that I'm really big on is you have two options right now. Okay. You can either go and do it yourself, which again, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. More than likely, you will most likely fail going out there trying for your first time. Or if you want, definitely check out the Amazon Seller Mastery. The link's right in the description. Tanner talks about it all over his channel as well. It's really simple for you to go out there and just get inside and learn something. And I mean, more than anything, I think the craziest thing is just how many successful students are there. And I've never seen like such a thing in my life where we're literally Tanner's sending me screenshots, and there's people that are messaging him in like 2 days, like, hey bro, 2 days in the course. And next thing you know, you see like $700, $600. I'm just like, wow, this is literally just Amazon printing money for people and just, giving out money at that point. You just have to put in the effort. And that's literally it. So the second route that you can pretty much go down is the path of least resistance, which would be going ahead and getting into an actual course back with people that can actually help you out. You can get in contact with Tanner and I. We're in the Facebook group, in the Amazon Seller Mastery official Facebook group. We're just hanging out there as well. So just head over to the description and just kind of take a look at that link. See if there's something you want to get into. If you're serious about Amazon, go ahead and get started. So again, Tanner, thanks a bunch for coming out. Everybody, thanks so much for watching this live stream, and we look forward to seeing you really soon.
See you guys.